Hello everyone, welcome back to Get Your Kicks at 66. Today we're going to go out with Jack Norton in Golden Valley, Arizona at Raw Rocks Creation. Him and Paul Woodard started a little rock shop there. They're going to take us out today to find some rare fire agates. We're going to go up and see how to identify a place to hunt, what a fire agate is, and how to find them. So let's get started on our adventure.
Here. Don't leave home without it. I don't care. This is as good as this is. Walking around picking up the float. Okay. Tools of the trade, especially when it comes to the harvest. And good screwdriver, little digging tools, bigger digging tool. Now, okay, here's your chalcedony, right? You can see the iron banding starting in there. Okay, myself with a little bit of experience that I have, I know there's not going to be any fire in it, okay? This is what they call chalcedony onyx. You can see how the band lines in there, basic onyx lines, right? But now, what I'm trying to show you is, see this coloration right here?
Yeah.
If this is laying on the ground, say it was buried, like that little guy right there, okay? This tool right here, for us old guys especially, you know, it's not too bad getting to here. But from here to there is where we start grunting and groaning. Right. Okay. Boom. Come down here. Say that piece was laying like that in the ground. I would take my tool,
Flip it over.
and I would flip it. That's what I call it. This is my little flipping tool. Because that, not only that, but you know, a lot of times I put this right underneath there and pick it up. But when you're looking for float, I'm old. For crying out loud, I can't go to the ground and turn every piece over. Just too hard. But you can take that. When you see something that looks the right color, flip it over. Now this is just a sign, but if I was hunting, okay, see that chalcedony right there?
Yeah.
This white here, okay, a little bit of common opal in there, got your chalcedony. This is not something that I'd chase, right? Remember what I said about the color?
Yeah.
I look for orange, I look for the colors in the material, but that's a tell. That is a tell. You got the chalcedony, you know it's here. And you're not always going to find, I mean, one vein, you can spot a vein and be following, it's just clear, clear, clear. Come down the hill, all of a sudden it goes from clear to color. Just like that. Literally, you can be digging and pulling pieces of clear, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, there's your gem, you know? Right there.
Is it a big one?
Yeah. Yeah, it is actually. There's another chunk. There you go. See, now, notice how, get the light up here. Very little chocolate in there.
Very little.
Very little chocolate. Showing the common opal on top. That is not an acid eye. That is just common opal layer. Okay? So I usually take them. But when you look in to the hole, it's all about just what I gotta do, because there's more there, you know. Now you see this piece here, you can see it in the hole. See how dark that is? Right there. Yeah, so when we just and as you progress in your skills and learning this, you will actually get to the point where when you're like going into a clay pocket and you can't see nothing, and you're working your tool, you will be able to identify the sound of fire agate just by It has a very almost like tapping on glass.
Huh.
Hear it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, it's definitely different.
Very, very distinct sound.
It is.
So that once you progress into where you start your digging and stuff, you come against something solid, take your tool, whatever you're working with, kind of tap on it. See if it's got that glass sound. If it does, then you might want to just be a little more careful and always keep your eyes open. That was under your feet. That's a harvestable nug. That was laying right beside your knee.
See how big that is?
Good spot there. Oh, baby.
So what other kind of stuff have you mined for besides this fire agate?
Fire agates. That's what we
just
mine for.
Exclusively? Yeah.
That's what we hunt. That's what we hunt up here. There's a lot of other stuff here. Don't get me wrong. There's opal. There's jelly opal up here. Common opal, of course. Now, did you see that piece I had? I like it.
Mm.
Common opal and fire agate usually separate as they're hardening. You know what I mean? They separate. They're like oil and water almost. They separate. They don't mix. The stuff, I call it Shasta Cream Agate, named it after my dog. Her name's Shasta and she's beautiful. But it's the two, it's like Mother Nature was mixing that stuff up in the bowl, and she got called away before she had time to separate. And literally, there's only 19 pieces in existence right now.
Wow.
I think I have 2 pieces of rough left at the shop that I don't even want to get them out, because every time I get them out, somebody buys it.
Wow.
I only got 2 pieces left. I'm gonna come in here right now and I'm gonna harvest this piece. You see how this is decayed? And it's just kind of chunky looking crap? It is crap. Okay.
But up above it there.
But that right up in there and back there, yeah, that's good stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna get this out of here, because look at there. Look at how dark that chocolate is. Okay.
Man, that thing just lit up, didn't it? When
Yes,
you
sir.
took that off.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
There's a little piece in there.
Oh,
though.
yeah, it's right there. It's right underneath that clear. A lot of times you got to take that clear layer off the top.
Now this is like the chunk. This layer here is like the chunk you showed me yesterday that you found here.
Right. And then you notice how the chocolate right there.
Yeah.
So what you do, and that's all there is just that piece right there, the chocolate. All the rest is clear.
Sure.
You could probably, you know, take the top off. That there might be a little flashy in the top. This is, I mean, you see what I mean by a game?
Yeah.
Literally, what we're trying to do right
Get
now.
that chunk out and break it up. Huh?
We're trying to dissect the hill without breaking one little piece. Look here. Look at this guy. Sticking out the ground. That just tells me it's gonna be down in here. This is just a big pocket right here of it. Almost afraid. Let's see. I hate breaking them. I hate breaking them. But sometimes, I mean, you
can hear the sound change too.
Yeah. Sometimes you have no choice in the matter whether you're going to break them or not. But I wanted to get in here and tool this back. I mean, take all of this stuff off of here, which is what you should do, honestly. Don't just keep digging into a little hole, because eventually it just goes to a point.
Right.
And now, I mean, you can't get the stuff out of there unless you end up breaking it. You might get a piece or two, but you're going to break a lot. Come in, take that heel down. And a little tail right there. But you take the heel down so you can get in and get around it and make some room. But if you look at the rocks, you can see how a lot of them are cracked. They have cracks around them. That's just how it rolled down here. Kind of work them out without beating on them with the hammer and chisel.
Look right here. You can see what he's doing.
adjust that over there. It should come right out. There she goes. A lot of times, as you can see, that's clear.
Yeah.
Okay, but we couldn't really tell because of where it's at back in that material. But what we do know is that's a blinger. And we're gonna pop that blinger out of there. If we can. I don't know if we're gonna be able to or not. Tells you there's something hard in there. And that right there, that's a pretty much a gimme as far as the color on it. Okay. Getting some chocolate to it. And you can see how it's kind of, we got colored pieces, and then we got pieces that got a lot of clear on them. And then we got pieces that are showing both. Of course, gotta lick it a little bit. Good chance that there's gonna be some opalescence down inside that stone. With that eye, showing that eye on there like that. Crackage. Okay, well, no, what that tells me is I don't want to do any more of that. That's the cap off it. That's just the cap off of that pea. Okay, pretty much clear, but you see where it broke right there?
Yeah.
Look at how dark that is.
I see it.
That's what we want to know. See, this is what I'm doing right now. It's getting to the point, for me, I'm almost being stupid. Okay, I'm trying to harvest some pieces for you and show you. Okay, what needs to be done, you need to come in here. This whole hillside, all this overburden on top needs to come down, take it across the road, and come down in here so you can come in on top of it and get around it. Because all I'm doing is coming from one way, and you can see what I'm doing. I'm breaking it. I'm breaking it into pieces. But it tells me, it tells me they're quality material, quality material. That big eye right there. Okay, watch. Let me show you something. I know you can go in there. Let's see if I can open this hole up so you can see it. You can see it over here where I was showing you before, where that crack was. But now you can see right there at the end of the screwdriver, there's just open space back in there.
Yeah, a hole.
See it? Yeah, it's a hole. Well, what them holes, that's where your chalcedony, your fire agate, all collected and is able to form into what we're looking for. I just want to get that out of there so I can show you that bull. There we go. Just about. There we go. Come on. See how it just keeps going? And you see the chalcedony, the piece of clear chalcedony that are coming out of there with it. And if you can see That void right there just goes right on around that rock. If you look at the end of the screwdriver, you can almost see the airspace. Nobody's perfect, and I'm far cry from perfect, but I do everything I can to, you know, harvest that piece. Harvest that little nug.
There you go. Yeah.
And then just, you
That's
know,
the fire.
Right
a little
there.
bit in it.
Coloring is the fire in the fire agate.
The browns.
Right.
Brown.
Yep. Right in there, it looks like.
Yep.
Now hang on. Let's see, this one's smaller. Let's see. Ready? Watch.
Golly, that went all the way in there.
It's not done. It's not done. Let's just go with that. You hear it hit that? Hear it hit?
Yep. That deep.
5 inches. And what it hit in there, did you hear the sound?
Yeah,
I did.
I did.
That's glass, bro. That's glass. To me, glass, that's fire. That hole, it goes into it. This hole right up here, same thing. And behind that void, that hole, okay? Tell, stuff on the road. The road ditch, the ditch on the side of the road can be your best friend.
That's
okay?
where I find most of my stuff.
Everything from up there
Got to come down here.
comes down here, it stops right here, and then it runs down. Now, for example, do you see anything? Do you see anything in here that you would look at, that you would
Turn over?
Jack.
Probably these pieces.
Here. There you go.
And there.
And I'm not trying to be, what's that big fancy word for it? But I'm not trying to be mean, okay?
No.
But because I've done this a time or
Why
two,
am I doing it?
okay? First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up that gem right there because that's a winner chicken
Wow.
dinner right there.
I didn't even see that.
Right now, and the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna pull this piece out of here so I can see if there's any color in that. Now that piece of chocolate belongs in your pocket, but that piece of chocolate was found right here. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start.
Now, how did you? I couldn't even see that thing. I looked right at it.
So, but how did it get here? You come off of this flow vein or this one, right? Or right out of here. So we walk up here and we just do a visual scan and make sure there isn't any more little chocolate nuggies sticking up out of the ground for us to pick up, like that one. Okay, and it's not, you don't need to spend an hour. If you don't see it, you don't see nothing worth flipping, you know, you move back down the hill. Watch your step now, because that's you. We start pulling material out, taking a look, see if it's really, if it's going to be good stuff, if it's going to be harvestable. Okay. Check around, see if there ain't some more sticking down on there. Boom. Looks like. Now when you're digging in these rocks, kind of want to pay attention to. I'm a little ignorant sometimes because I get in a hurry. Start just reaching in, grabbing stuff and pulling it out. It's not uncommon to have a scorpion come crawling out of one of these holes.
Oh yeah.
So you want to kind of.
Yeah, watch for the critters.
Right. You see it, Jack? You see the tail? Granted, it might not be harvestable good material, right? But the fact of the matter is, it's running down through here, right? We can see it. We can see it in there. We see the agate in there. It's not harvestable, but that's reason enough for me to start pecking around. When I see ground, you see all them different colors in there?
I do.
When I start seeing ground that's producing them colorations and I got veins of chalcedony showing, hunt, dig, because it's there. Just a test here. I'm already seeing decent color. What looks to be good color. Staying away from the material. Now, since we want us to test, we're just gonna gently, I am being pretty gentle. I'm gonna get this off there in a pretty good sized piece. Oh my! Oh my, that's quite beautiful in there.
Yeah.
Now, we can't see nothing, top or bottom. That's got fire in it.
So then you just grind that off and make a pendant, right?
Take the sides, yep.
Polish it up, huh?
That almost looks like a piece you had at the shop right there. Just see that right there?
This would be the one I'd go after.
Yeah,
look at the chocolate here. You can't even, you don't see any chocolate, but doesn't mean.
Well, this looks like, this reminds me of what you had at the shop.
Just a botryoidal, it's top. There isn't any fire in it.
Big chocolate.
Yeah, but that's what excited me, is that's what you had showed me the other day that was on the bottom side, right?
Yeah, well, it's on the top. You get this will be above the fire.
Okay.
The heavy minerals, the stuff that makes your fire, makes the browns, the blues, the greens, that's heavier than the chalcedony, which is clear.
Okay.
Heavier minerals sink to the
The
bottom.
bottom.
Okay, they will literally separate.
See, that just looks like it. I don't know why.
Yeah, well,
Probably because I don't understand yet.
all I'm doing is moving some of this material back because I want to see if that vein, I want to see how good this is right here. And it looks like most of it's clear. What I'm doing is I'm looking to see if it turns into darker chocolate down here. You see where this can become addictive?
I do.
Yep. Yeah, that looks very interesting there.
But you can see how and where it grows primarily. And it's in the voids and in the seams, right? Because that's how it followed it down the hill. That's a big help in itself. Materials, rhyolite, decayed mud, sand, places you can look at and go, man, it looks like there should be a water running down the side of the hill. There'd be a whole line of trees, bushes.
Yeah.
There ain't no water, but under the ground, there is water. And them same water veins that are carrying water now, a lot of them are the same ones that carried this material down here thousands of years ago. Solidified, and it leaves it. It literally leaves that little valley in there for the water to run through. This is how the testing part the test hole all starts. It's just, you see something, it's like, oh, I want to see a little more. Take it down a little bit, and then when you hit that piece of chocolate, that one definite tell. You know you're there, you're at the level. Now you start digging and looking for them voids in the vein, or keep digging the vein if you're in one, because you know you're coming into the color. And a lot of times you're going to find, if it's layered in the layering activity, highest level be clear chalcedony, and then it's going to come down. It's going to go chalcedony crystals, and below the chalcedony and chalcedony crystals, it's usually where you're going to find your fire. Layered materials. Talking about earlier, boom, that's the layer where the fire is, and I guarantee you, that's good stuff.
Wow.
But now, look, See how it comes across?
Yeah.
I see it up there in the rock.
This is where it starts out again. This is where it comes out again. Now, there's more. There's more. You can see it in between these seams. All right. My thoughts, I see where it flowed in.
Wanted to give Jack a special thanks today for taking us out and showing us how to find some fire agates. We had a wonderful day with him. The information here on the screen, give him a call and go out and take a tour for yourself. This is probably one of the finest men that I've ever met to show you how to rock hunt and have a great day. He was a pleasure to be out with him today, and he took his time with us and showed us some of the tools of the trade, and we had a fantastic day. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on YouTube so we can keep showing you these videos. See you later.